The purpose of this video is to demonstrate to users how to associate the RN-150 virtual appliance to a FlexDeploy pod. I will also be completing the Bootstrap process for the RN-150 for FlexDeploy engagements. We will begin this video by opening a web browser and navigating to portal.riscnetworks.com. When you have reached the member login screen, you will be asked to log in with your username and password that you have previously registered within the RISC Networks portal. When you have done so, please click the green login button. Next, we are going to enter into the assessment. Next, I'm going to copy and paste the Bootstrap code from step 2 into a notepad document for future use. After you have copied the Bootstrap code, please open a new tab and browse to the IP address of the RN-150. Before I am allowed to log into the appliance, I will need to read the end user license agreement and accept the EULA. The EULA can be found at the bottom of the end user license agreement. Before I can accept the EULA, I will need to answer the question, will you be using RISC Networks professional services? For the purpose of this demonstration, I will be selecting no. When you have made your selection, you are then allowed to accept the EULA. I am now going to log into the RN-150 virtual appliance. Once you have entered your username and password, please click Login. Next, I'm going to copy and paste the Bootstrap code from step 2 into the key code box. When you have done so, please click Verify Key Code. When you are presented with the question, will you be using FlexDeploy, please select Yes. Next, we're going to want to enter the IP address of the FlexDeploy pod. When you have entered the IP address of the FlexDeploy pod, please click the yellow Test IP button. We have now associated the RN-150 to the FlexDeploy pod. From this screen, you may invite users to the assessment. I am now going to return to the main appliance dashboard to complete the Bootstrap process. First, we will enter into the subnet section. Next, we will be entering our subnets that we wish to be scanned for the assessment. Once you have entered the subnet, you may apply an appropriate subnet mask and then click Add. I have completed entering the subnets for the assessment. I am now going to return to the main appliance dashboard. Next, I'm going to enter into the SNMP section and begin entering my SNMP strings. When you have entered your string, please click the Add button. After adding the credential, you'll be asked to test the string to an IP address. Please enter the IP address of an SNMP capable device. When you have entered the IP address, please click Test. When you have received a successful test, please click OK. Next, I will enter the additional SNMP strings. When you have entered your additional string, please click Add. I am now going to test the SNMP credential to a device. When you have received a successful test, please click OK. You will complete this process for all of your SNMP strings. I have completed the SNMP section of the assessment. I am now returning to the main appliance dashboard. It is now time to enter into the SSH section and enter our SSH credentials. First, we are prompted for the username. Next, we will select the auth type. For this demonstration, we'll be using password. Next, we will enter our password. And then we will click Add Credential. Next, you will be asked to test the SSH credential to a device. When you have entered the IP address, please click Test. When you have received a green Test Succeeded, please click OK. I have completed entering the credentials for the SSH section. I am now returning to the main appliance dashboard. Next, I'm going to enter into Windows and begin entering my Windows credentials. First, we are prompted to enter the domain, which is optional, the username, and the password. Next, for application socket collection, we're going to select Enable. This will allow the virtual appliance to pull NetStat records. When enabling application socket collection, you'll be prompted if you are sure that you want to enable application socket collection. If you are sure, please click Next. Next, you'll be prompted if you would like application socket collection on your Windows workstations. For the purpose of this demonstration, I am selecting Server only. Once you have entered your Windows credentials, please click the Add button. You will then be prompted to test the credential to a Windows server. Please enter the IP address of a Windows server. When you have entered the IP address, please click Test. When you have received a green successful test, please click OK. I have now completed the Windows section of the virtual appliance. I'm returning back to the main appliance dashboard. Next, I will enter into the VMware section. Upon entering into the VMware section of the virtual appliance, you are first prompted to enter the ESX or the vCenter IP address. For this demonstration, we will leave the port at 443. Next, I will enter my username and password. When you have done so, please click Add. After clicking Add, you'll be prompted to test the VMware credential. Please do so. When you have received a green successful test, please click OK. I have now completed entering the credentials for VMware. I am now going to return to the main appliance dashboard. For the purposes of this demonstration, we are going to opt out of the Call Manager section of the virtual appliance. After the screen refreshes, our Bootstrap is now at 100%. We have completed the Bootstrap process for the RN-150 and associated the RN-150 to the Flex Deploy pod. You are now ready to start the assessment by clicking the Start Assessment button.